Up next on today's beer review, we're going to be looking at Naturally Juiced. This is a pale ale by Greenport Harbor Brewing Company coming in at 5.8% ABV. Let's go check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome back to today's beer review. And today we are looking at Naturally Juiced Pale Ale. This is by Greenport Brewing Company right here on Long Island, and it's coming in at 5.8% ABV, and it says juicy, hazy, amazing, and it's 5.8% ABV. And is there anything else on the can? Brewed and canned by Greenport Brewing Company, Peconic, New York. All right, so I've definitely tried other stuff by Greenport. I feel like they did some sort of porter that I liked, but I just don't remember exactly what it was. So let's give this a shot as I continue through my summer of IPAs. I'm using my trusty big Surrey glass, and it is pouring sort of a hazy yellow, sort of, again, I know I say it a lot, like pineapple juice. You know, that's probably the closest thing I could say. And I'm not doing a super heavy pour here. A nice white head on that. Again, I hope you can see the color of this particular beer. It's nice, sort of pineapple juice yellow. Let's give it a smell. Now, I am getting a lot of pineapple here. More than anything, actually, is just that. So I don't know if this is sort of like, you know, the eyes sort of like getting my taste buds ready for what it assumes is within here. But no, I get a lot of pineapple. There's definitely some hoppiness here too, and maybe just a hint of like a pine. Yeah, maybe just a hint. All right, let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not overly bitter. In fact, quite frankly, on the back end, there's almost no bitterness at all. It's not exactly sweet. I like the idea of, you know, like they say that, what is it, juicy, hazy, amazing. There is a certain juiciness to it. It also makes your mouth sort of salivate a little bit more. So, you know, it's definitely there. After a couple of minutes of it sitting in my mouth like that, you know, or the taste in my mouth, I'm getting that bitterness on the back end now. I feel like I have to burp. This might have to get cut out, or this might be an epic burp that may be caught on camera. We'll have to see. The carbonation is actually not bad, but the bitterness continues to grow in my mouth, and that I'm not a big fan of. It seems like it has a real cumulative bitterness that keeps building up as I'm drinking it. So I like the front end of this beer. I really do. And I think this is probably more of a classic IPA because I am getting that bitterness. And to me, IPA is always defined sort of by that bitterness at the end. So I have to say, is it good? You know, I'm gonna qualify that answer. It's a well-crafted beer. The alcohol is not overt. There's a good fruitiness to it. You know, again, primarily citrus. It is a well-crafted beer. Does it fit my needs as a beer? Probably not. I thought initially yes, but as that sort of like bitterness continues to grow in the back of my mouth, I'm starting to like it less and less. But that's not to say it's a bad beer. I think I am a bad consumer of IPAs, quite frankly, because, you know, I've never been able to qualify that bitterness as being anything good. You know, I mean, I hear people say it cuts through the sweetness and all of that, but yep, epic burp caught on camera. Probably gonna have to edit that one out. Might leave it there anyway. Gotta see. If so, that'll be the first time in over 300 videos that a beer has at least added to the point where I've had to burp. Let me give it one more taste. Again, I really like that front end. While it's on the tongue, it's a really nice beer. But as it fades, it just leaves this sort of like bitterness in the back of your tongue that, at least the back of my tongue, that I just cannot appreciate. In fact, if anything, it just wipes out the rest of the flavor profile for me, which is sort of sad because I thought this would be a little bit less bitter, especially on that initial you know, sipped from the actual glass. Again, is it bad? I don't think it's bad. I think it's definitely well crafted, and I think for an IPA drinker, this is probably going to hit spot on. So, you know, enjoyable, yes. Drinkable, yes. Would I pour it? Actually, I'm probably going to, because one, I have another beer I want to review, and two, that bitterness is sort of killing me. But for most IPA drinkers, especially people who are really dedicated to that style of beer, I think this is going to hit you right in that good spot, you know, where you're like, wow, this is really good, and that bitterness sort of cuts through it all. I would like less bitterness in it, but you know what? It is a well-crafted beer. Not one I'm going to hunt up, not one that I'm necessarily going to want to drink in the future, but I can definitely say they've put together a good beer. Anyway, folks, I hope you'd like... Anyway, folks, I hope you've liked the review. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe. If there's another IPA I should try, please throw it down in the comments, and I will talk to you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers. Yeah, it's just not my thing. It's a good beer. It's just not my good beer.